Now for this next part of turning myself from one into an entire army, there's so many ways to go about this. For me, I went ahead and used Blender to create this army, but you could pull off similar effects with After Effects or somewhere else. It may just take a little bit more manual work. Now inside of Blender, with the 3D track information, I was able to make some rough geometry that matched the terrain of the world. Before I started working with the army inside of Blender, I went ahead and took that Photoshop file and rendered it out in 3D space in the background inside of Blender. I then brought all my army assets into Blender. I turned all of these into their own collection called Army. At first, I tried to recreate the army using a particle system in Blender. This provided a few headaches, including the need to simulate and not properly matching the geometry of the ground. Instead, I ended up using geometry nodes. The nice thing about going about it this way is I was able to move the army wherever I wanted on my terrain later, and the assets moved accordingly. I made sure there was a nice variety of soldiers, halflings, and a bunch of different other people in Middle Earth, you know. I quickly noticed that all the hobbits and halflings looked too large, so I went ahead and scaled them down to half size. But hey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey getting there, right? Well, with the eye in place, I went back into Blender and animated a spotlight to represent the Eye of Sauron looking around the scene for me. When I was happy with that animation, I rendered it out and brought it back into After Effects.